Do samples, we highly recommend it.
Yes.
So,
oh my goodness,
yeah,
the amount of samples we do for cutting edge, it's unbelievable.
It's good, you got to.
Well, and speak to that for a second. Yeah, if a customer is not sure of where to go in terms of color, you can at least lend a hand.
Exactly. And having the experience, I know that colors tend to come out lighter in person. They're not always what they look like in the charts. So that's why we recommend that we bring the color sample to the house, put it on the walls. Put it on the exterior of the house, interior of the house, whatever you're painting. That's definitely a big thing.
Right.
Welcome to the Keeping It Broad podcast, the show that explores the fascinating world of home improvement and renovation. Join hosts James Carlozzi, Tim Pesh, and Mark DeLucia as they share their expertise and insights on the latest trends, products, and their involvement in the industry and community. Let's get into this week's episode.
Painting often seems like a chore. Many times customers want to repaint areas in their home, but they don't want to do the actual painting. I am Tim Page, and today we have Brandon Cipriani, owner of Cutting Edge Painters, with us to talk about the painting services that they offer. Brandon, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you, Tim, for having me.
Yes. We're not nervous at all.
Not at all. Nope.
We do this at all. So Brandon, so just tell us about yourself. You're a local guy.
Local guy. Yeah, we started about 20 years ago. Yep. So we've been in the local area. We've had a lot of exposure. We do mainly residential painting.
Yep. Yep. And even you yourself, you've lived here you grew up in Wallingford?
Yeah, grew up in Wallingford, so that helps. A lot of people know us. Know me, the family. Yeah. So that helps.
Well, you mentioned the family. Now, your father was in business, right? Was it Cipriani?
Yeah, Cipriani Construction.
Cipriani Construction.
Yep.
So that name is everywhere.
So we're kind of following the footsteps, and we do a lot of his work. We do a lot of our own work. We stay in the general area, the Wallingford, North Haven, Hamden, New Haven.
And how? Well, first of all, just on a personal level, when did you start painting? How long have you been painting?
So I've been painting since high school, on and off, and then I decided to do it through college.
Wow.
And the business actually took off, and it got really large.
Yeah.
And literally it was senior year of college, and we're ending the semester, and my phone was just ringing off the hook.
Wow.
So I really couldn't step away from it. I went to school for marketing.
Did you really?
Yeah. I got it. Yep.
Oh, so this is right up your alley.
Yep. Brand awareness. Communicating with the customers.
And there was a time that it seems that you went from painting yourself out of college where you said, you know what, this is going to be what I do. And then you started Cutting Edge Painters. So then Cutting Edge Painters has been around in operation for about how long, would you say?
I would say about 15, 16 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So soon after, I put it together.
Yep.
Did all the legal documents and started advertising in the local paper, and
no looking back.
The rest is history. So
and we're down, and you guys are buzzing.
We got 7 guys.
Yes.
Keeping up with the workflow.
Well, you say that too. 7. So there's obviously there's a level of trust the community has given you to be in business for that long and to survive that long. And you said about 7 guys, and some of them have been with you for a long time.
Yeah, I got one person that's been with me for 10 years. One's going on 8. Yeah. So we've been together, which helps us grow.
Yeah, absolutely. And even so, you're still on all the job sites. You always
pop in. 3. In the morning, in the afternoon, checking up on them. The nice thing about working with us is that I'm always in communication with the customers.
Yeah.
So, morning we call them, tell them we're on our way. We call them around lunchtime, tell them what's gotten done so far.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, kind of give them like an update, what to expect tomorrow.
I think I'm almost at all of your job sites too.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but we talk probably 3-4 times a day
at least.
Anyway, and that's really important. Communication is key. Communication with the customer is key. And you mentioned residential. You've dipped your toe in commercial a little bit too.
Yeah, commercial. Yeah. It's a totally different animal, but
it is.
We like it. We just by default we get a lot more residential.
And when the no job too big, no job too small is, we say that for fun, but and honestly, if a customer wants to pay, hey, listen, Brandon, I've got a 4,000 square foot house and a detached 2-car garage. I want to paint the whole exterior or have the whole exterior painted. You can do that.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. And you know what? It's funny because we've gotten hired to do a door before, and then a year later they hire us to do the downstairs, and then a year after that they hire us to do the upstairs. So that small job always leads into a big job somehow, some way.
And so you may be. That's a good point. So you may be painting the exterior of a of a large home, and then tomorrow a customer say, listen, I've got a bathroom, can you paint it?
Right.
You can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You can remove wallpaper, right?
Yep. We remove wallpaper.
Yeah.
We hang wallpaper.
Yeah. Oh, do you really?
Yep. Sheetrock.
Wow. Wow.
Tape. I got a taper on hand. Plus,
Yeah.
we do some taping work.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
plus being we have a network of electricians, plumbers. We got great floor guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just being in the business, the network is just it's pretty good.
You do.
Yeah.
You have a big
Yeah.
network. I don't think I'm ever around you where your phone doesn't go off at least once or twice.
Yeah.
And so there's always a lot going on.
It is. It's good.
And it is good. And you mentioned, obviously Wallingford is your home, and you do a lot of business in Wallingford, but you'll branch out Hamden, North Haven,
Guilford we go to.
Yeah.
Middletown, Cheshire,
Yeah.
Southington, Orange. I'm down in Orange a lot.
Yep. We get calls for like a lot of decks too, and decks is something you're going to do. Right?
Oh yeah.
So it's
We
not
do
just
decks,
painting.
Right. Power washing. So everything that we paint first gets power washed. It's the way that we can guarantee our work.
Yep.
So you got to clean it. Got to get all the mildew, mold off, and the dirt.
Yep.
The pollen.
Yeah, right. And in terms of scheduling too, so we don't know when this will be put out, but customer calls you, calls Cutting Edge Painters. They talk directly to you.
Right.
Always. You handle that. And what are lead times right now? And it's tough. And it's
right now. It's probably 3 to 4 weeks at least. With being able to get to people in 3 or 4 weeks. Like I said, I have a large staff, so 7 guys.
Yep.
I can make things happen.
Yeah.
But
and the customers deal just with you, meaning like you don't have to send them your customers don't have to come down here to pick out paint, maybe pick out colors and one thing, but
you drop off a color chart to them, so kind of make it easy for them.
Okay, but make it easier for them.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell them, oh, okay, you just get the stuff there and we'll do it. You will show up to the job site with the paint, everything ready to go.
All the samples. Yeah. We'll do samples. We highly recommend it.
Yes.
So,
oh my goodness, the amount of samples we do for Cutting Edge, it's unbelievable.
It's good. You got to.
Well, and speak to that for a second. Yeah, if a customer is not sure of where to go in terms of color, you can at least lend a hand.
Exactly. And having the experience, I know that colors tend to come out lighter in person. They're not always what they look like on the charts. So that's why we recommend that we bring the color sample to the house, put it on the walls, put it on the exterior of the house, interior of the house, whatever you're painting. Yeah. That's definitely a big thing because once you pick it, you have to see it first.
Right. You don't want to be doing this house again just because something as simple as the color being wrong. Nail the color down, get that squared away. But that's something you and I will do. Yep. And then boom, off to town you go. What do you like? I mean, for doing it as long as you've been doing it, what do you like most about what you do? I mean, is there an element that just drives you to wake up every morning and?
Honestly, I've always loved dealing with the customers. Like that's the fun part for me, calling them. Yeah. I'm really responsive, so I try to get back to you within the hour. Yep. That's the part that I enjoy. Yeah. I love taking care of catering people, making them happy.
Your job is different every day. Every day you can be
every day,
else.
which is great. Yep. Keeps it fresh, keeps me excited.
Yep.
Keeps me wanting to get up in the morning. Like, all right, what are we doing today?
Yep.
We dodge the weather a lot, so that's a challenge in itself. I'm constantly watching the weather. Well, that's planning for it. So
So and I think sometimes the best jobs you do are the jobs that you don't rush to do. For example,
exactly. Yeah.
When by the time we're filming this, it's been raining all week. Right. And the customer might say, Brandon, it's beautiful today. No one's here to stain my deck. Yeah. And you're doing them a favor by that. Say, listen, you with the amount of weather and you want to do it the right way.
We wait. You got to give that deck time to dry.
Yeah.
Especially if it's super dry and it hasn't been stained in years.
There has to be a level of satisfaction to see we mentioned that house in Guilford. Yeah. To see a before and after, and to kind of carry that whole project through.
That's rewarding, and then the customer knows it's rewarding. Yeah. So we get praised. It's a real feel good job. So that's another reason why we love it.
All right, Brandon, what do you do for fun, and what do you do for your spare time? Where do we find Brandon on Saturday and Sunday?
Right now you're finding me on the soccer fields with the kids. Yep. But we love in the summertime. We love to go to the beach. We camp. So we're doing that. In the wintertime we snowboard. So
you're very, very busy.
Yeah, we try to be. It's fun.
You're very busy.
Work hard, play hard.
Work hard, play hard. If you want to know more about Brandon and Cutting Edge Painters, Brandon, how can they find you? Do you have a website?
Yeah, we have a website. It's cuttingedgepainters.com. Yep. You can reach me on my cell phone, We're in the local directory,
Yep.
203-623-6317.
Guys are on Facebook.
On Facebook, we
Yep.
try to post, every other day, try to get, people to be aware of what we're doing. Whether it's shutters or outside, inside.
Yeah.
Just kind of talk to them through pictures.
We tag Cutting Edge Pictures a lot, so if you can't find Brandon, just look up South Broad, and we post a lot of Brandon's jobs on our social media as well. Brandon Cipriani from Cutting Edge Painters, local guy, born and raised in Wallingford, still giving back to the community. If you have a project, small or large, and you want Brandon to at least take a look at it,
right. Just give me a call, and even if I stop by, just to kind of go over everything with them and explain, the ins and outs.
Brandon is not only a friend of South Broad, but he's a friend of mine. So definitely. Do not hesitate to reach out. For my friend Brandon Cipriani, I am Tim Pache. Thank you for hanging out with us. We will see you next week. Later.
Thanks.